All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for the Total Dominance Football League annual draft. Season 17 is absolutely freaking crazy to say, but that's where we're at. I've had the honor of running this league since season 6. This makes me 12 drafts for me, so that's crazy. Let me make sure everybody can hear me all right on the internet. All right, it appears like I can hear it. That's good. If I come across staticky, this, that, and whatever, I do not use a headset at all. Um, Now what I want to do is put this tweet out, and then we'll get in here, and we'll officially start this draft. The Snowhawks, which team we are on, has the first pick, um, and I have all the information sent in to me by a lot of teams because some people can't be here. It's 6 o'clock. It's an uncomfortable time for some people, and that sucks, but they'll be here. Some people worked on their board. If I go silent for a few minutes here and there, me and my children are on a very bad schedule right now. So my daughter just woke up about a half hour, 45 minutes ago, and decided to make something to eat. So my food's sitting here in front of me. So it might be a few minutes where I go on mute while I'm chewing. Making beef patties. Can't, oh man, they're good. Yeah. So, all right. I'll put this tweet out like I said, and then we're going to rock and roll and get her started because we could be here 3 hours or so, maybe 4. I checked the old streams, and it's around the average. So that's crazy. I got to turn my volume down on my phone so we don't have any dings during the show. There we go. We'll have it on vibrate. That'll work. Boom. Boom. All right. Quick tweet. Like I said, we'll be ready to rock and roll. Yeah, I wish I had the ability to do all the hooplas and the bells and whistles for this. Okay. Now, Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it, is finally loading. Dagnabbit. Perfect. This should work. All right. Okay. Post. All right. Oh, it would help if I include the link, huh? What's going on, Clinton? We got the draft live. If anybody puts the tweet out, this is for tonight only. If you put the tweet out on your Twitter, your X, and you tag the TDFL account on Twitter, which is at TDFL_zone, it will score you 500. I'm going to say it now, 500 lip points. This way you're aware, ladies and gentlemen. For tonight only on that. Bang. Bang. And post. There we go. All right. Or you can retweet the tweet. That could work too. I just dropped it. All right, we're going to get this rocking and rolling. Like I said, Snowhawks. I'm going to hit this, start the draft. And we're going to pause the draft because it'll go too fast.
As a dream, a belief that someday you'll join the greats and line up.
We don't need all this. All right, pause that draft. There we go. There's our board. Now remember, when we go through this draft, the pain in the ass part of every game thing is go on here, go on to user teams, go back into the draft. That's where we get time consumed. I wish I could just stay on a commissioner account and do it, but we can't. So it is what it is. So with that said, the Anchorage Snowhawks, you are officially on the clock. Now, like I said, this is going to go fast because some guys have sent me their quote-unquote big boards, and all I got to do is go open it up and write it down. We'll come back in here and pick it. Look at that, 3 Condor logos, 2 Lumberjack logos. The Armadillos do not have, these are the teams that don't have first-round picks. Armadillos, they don't pick until pick 61 of round 2. The Nighthawks don't pick until 54 of round 2. The Dragons don't pick until pick 170 of round 6. The Huskies and the Elks do not have any picks. They have moved them all for the draft. So some interesting strategies leading into. So there we go. Make your selection. Pick a player. All right. So right here is the big board. Now triangle selects a player. Now we're going to see what his choice was because I'm opening it up now, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Sorry for my reaction, ladies and gentlemen. But the Anchorage Snowhawks, with the first overall pick in the draft, have already created what the hell's happening, as they have gone quarterback. But they are selecting Manuel Guzman, 6'5", 221, out of Maryland with this pick. That is, wow. What is this? Here comes Mr. Guzzi. The number one, wow. What did he see that he went Guzman? As somebody had to do the scouting myself, I'm shocked on this. Holy smokes. All right. It stays paused. Thank goodness. Desperados are on the clock. Then we got to go switch teams. Desperados. Bang. That just threw me for a loop. I didn't expect to see that. I really thought he was going in the other direction. Well, I should say same direction, but different player. That's crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Desperados are now on the clock. And the Desperados, what is he going to pick? All right, he's picking the guy I thought was going to go number 1. He is going quarterback as well, and he's taking Jason Montana. way to skip this. Yeah, we don't need to see this over and over again. Although we're getting the Manuel Guzman information again. Good job, EA. He said, boo, meat chicken. All right. Yeah, like I said, we don't have many people here tonight with this one live. Everybody sent big boards. So we're going to go pretty quick, I think. The Tigers have sent me their big board, so. Switch into the Tiger account. Make your selection. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The Tigers. They are taking. Where's he at? Oh, hold on. I went to the wrong. Okay, I was on the right thing. There he is. Jonathan Monroe. At right end is the selection out of UCF. Yep, I got the right guy. I don't know why I hit X. It's triangle to make the draft official. Triangle. I hit X to draft him. Okay. Still showing us the Guzman in me. Look at him cheesing. At least the guy standing there looks like the photo. Sometimes that will not happen. All right, the Caps are now on the clock. Short for Capitals. Look at this. Can't even see the Lumberjacks. They're down here hiding. I don't know why it does that, but they're there. Make your selection. And they are taking Eric Turbin, the left tackle. This is a big hole for the Capitals. This is something they definitely were looking for in free agency and just couldn't get it signed and get it here in the draft with the top ranked and top rated left tackle in the draft. That hairstyle, that's different. I wanted to let a guy come up, and now we're going to see if he keeps showing the same. Yep, still showing the same thing anyway. Idiots. Golden Eagles are now on the clock. This one will take a minute because I know he's watching. Yeah, Clint, I don't even know if you want to call that a long wait or what, but it's definitely a wait. I'll do what I always do. I'll just scroll down, look at players without stopping and give people an idea of what's here. I guess this is your top round selection offers. Oh, we got the text. Who is it? The Golden Eagles have taken Elijah Offord, the right end. The text message stated, I wanted the other right end, the bastard. But he's going to go with this one instead. I should have turned that off. I bet you that's an option. Turn off the whole draft experience. All right, Antlers now on the board. Going on, Shy Sox? Been a minute. And I saw Strange Dog in there. Yep, he's there. How you doing? All right, antlers are on the board. Here we go. Okay, this is actually a shock. I didn't think he was going to do this, but he's going corner and he's going to take Bart Lockridge. I love the height, but the weight, 183, is crazy. Bart Lockridge coming off the board, ladies and gentlemen. The first corner off the board going to the Antlers. Not a bad call when this is a very pass-heavy league. The River Hogs. And by the way, I don't know how the last couple of rounds is going to be going. A lot of guys are giving up after round 5, which is a very interesting move. I don't know if I'm happy about that or annoyed. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. Now the River Hogs. Don't mind me, I'm moving papers around and making sure I have everything in order. River Hogs on the board. And there. Where's he at? Here we go. Opening. Says me. All right, River Hogs are taking right outside linebacker Rennell Miller. Not a bad move. He needs linebacker help crazily. Like, it's not even a question. That's his weakness. All 3 spots, too. All right, Voyagers, you're on the clock. I did receive his big board, so give me a minute to get it. What time is it in Australia right now? Anybody know off the top of their head? That's where he's at. In Australia. This is an interesting move. I know it's a need, but I don't think it's an early need. But he's taking Drew Winters, the top strong safety, off this board. Look at them shoes. Even though the game's screwing up and keeps giving us Guzman information, at least they're getting the player on the right correct. Yeah, I see you on maximum a lot, Shy. A lot. The Bison are now on the clock. I have a hunch of where he's going. We're going to see if that's right or not. Okay, I'm wrong. I thought he was going to do a different thing than he is, but I'm wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, he is taking the right outside linebacker, Marco Ellerby. I'm stunned. Taco tricks me again. Look at that suit. No jacket. I love it. That looks like something I'd wear. Oilers are on the clock. And I do want to make this mention. I'll mention it a couple times during the draft. If I don't have your big board and I don't have your information and you're not here and it's your turn to pick, I will be giving you the top player on the board. That's what you'll get, regardless of position. That'll be your selection. All right. Okay, Oilers. The Oilers, the Oilers. The Oilers, the Oilers. I know my phone just went off. And I don't know who that was. I just heard it go vroom, vroom. I know it ain't the Oilers because I already got his information. I'm opening it now to look at it. Okay. Okay. Where am I at here? All right, got it. Interesting statement, but all right, I didn't need to know that part. But I'm going to share it because he included it. He said, I really need a right tackle. But there ain't a right tackle we're taking with a top 10 pick. So I want the highest rated left tackle on the board, and I'm going to convert him. So that would be Devonta Peppers. He plans on moving this guy to the right. Now he's no secret. Devonta Peppers. Now let me check and see where I got this message. Mounties are on the clock, and I believe they're with us. Let me see. Yep, it's a text from that location. Dwayne said, it's his turn. Wait a minute. I know the player that's mentioned here, but it's not the right position. We mean the left end, correct? Not middle linebacker. I just want to make sure I'm right. And he didn't get the position right and the wrong guy. It states middle linebacker, but I don't think that's what they mean. I think they mean this position. They mean the left end position. Just give me a minute. We're confirming. We are in communication. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The Mounties are going left end, taking the 6'9", 277-pound Dwight Tate with their pick. And apparently, they're putting him in the lab. God damn, he's almost out of the screen. That's a biggin. He is a biggin. All right, Sentinels are on the clock. This is the only spot in the game where you can't press up. Like you can when you're going through teams and you can when you're going through positions. And when you switch teams, you can't press up and down. Just down only. I don't see something. Yes, the Lumberjacks at the bottom. And these teams are rated based off their legacy score, which isn't because of what we've done, because it's only been like a season or two. But that's from the 10-year sim and everything else. I always find that interesting, how that all comes about. All right, Sentinels. You are on the clock. Awesome. Sentinels going right in, which means it'll be Nick Mullins on the top right end on the board. Nick Mullins, you are officially a Sentinel. San Juan gets their guy. Oh, look at this. White with the gray. I like it. Yeah, I liked Mullins. He's a guy I definitely would have looked at if he was still on the board when I pick. Absolutely. But I think that's a solid move. All right, Monarchs. The Monarchs are on the board. The Monarchs did not have the season they wanted last year. On paper, they looked like they were going to be a much, much tougher team. And they started out all right, and then it just all fell apart on them. So I know they're looking to really fix this team here in this draft and get it right. Question is, where are they going to go? And I say that because I take the time personally, I'm not going to lie to everybody as I wait for his pick, to review every team and honestly come up with my opinion of what a mock draft is. Those of you who know me real well know I'm obsessed with the NFL draft, and I do my own mocks and my own this and my own that. I do the same thing with this game to try to guess where people are going without giving up too much information on his team. I knew he was picking here at 13, and I strongly thought that his top needs, none of them were top 20 players. So I'm curious what he does here. Because none of these guys that I see, that, like I said, the positions he needs are top 20 players. So if you go here and you look up, I don't think he needs guys within this window. But I don't know what he's going to do. He could go and take the quarterback for all I know and don't even need him. You never know what guys are going to do. That's what makes this thing fun. Oh, and as I say that, here we go. Oh, I rest my case. He went outside the top 20. He's taken a tight end, Tyler O'Neill, 6'3", 247 at USC, with his first-round pick. You know what? I can't get mad at this because this is a scoring league. You need to make points, and he just got himself a weapon. And look at those grades. A, C, A, C, A, C. He's got himself a ball player here. Not a bad move by the Monarchs. Orbits, I got his board. I just got to open it up. Let me get to his team first. Orbits is one of my favorite uniforms in the game for some reason. I think I just passed them, didn't I? The Orbits are up here, ain't they? No, they're not. They're down further. There they are. I don't like the logo so much, but I do like the uniform. I do like that uniform. It's just the blue. It's got a nice pop to it. Looks nice. All right. Here we go. Opening up this information here. Oh, shit. He just took a fish barber by mistake. I did simulation. Let me see something here. What did I do? That's my bad. If I fucked up your shit, my bad. Actually, I hit the wrong thing. Can't believe I just did that. Who's the next team on the board, by the way, while I'm doing this? Okay. He wanted wider. Now I'm applauding. And the reason why I'm applauding is the Orbits wanted Fish Barber. I made the mistake of hitting the button, and he ended up getting the exact guy he wanted. Now that's fucking awesome. Whew. That's... Damn. I almost fucking felt horrible for that one. They make your pick. Pick player. I don't know how I hit simulation. Oh, man. I swallowed my everything on that one, bro. I thought I fucked it up for the poor guy. I ended up picking him, the guy he wanted. That's fucking great. Wow. I'm literally stressed over that. And it's fixed. It's okay, but I'm still stressed. Damn. All right, Black Knight. Damn. All right, Black Knights, you are on the board. Black Knights taking the first defensive tackle. I'm sorry, I think this is a reach. That 15 is the 20th player on the board. I don't even think I have him rated in the first round. But that's why we do this thing. But Eddie Brown, 6'3", 308, Oklahoma State, coming off the board, going to the Black Knights. Oh, shit, look at this outfit. My man's chilling. All right, Wizards. I got his draft sent to me because the poor man was at work till 4. And he had just, for those of you unaware, the Wizards owner missed some of our season last year. I didn't put it all out there, the information for everybody in the public, but I can now. He told me it's cool. He missed a good part of our season last year because he suffered a heart attack. Was doing his best to run his team and operate his team while fighting for his life. I hate to say it that way, but that's essentially what he was doing. He's back to work, but he's really not out of the woods yet with everything. But everything's looking good. Everything's looking real good. So when he goes to work, he does the bare minimum just to contribute. And when he gets home, he's exhausted, like worn out, to where all he does is go home and he pretty much gets a shower. And then he's pretty much laying down. Not to sleep, but laying down. If he's awake, he's listening, but he's exhausted. So he makes his picks by doing his big board just in case. And I just now noticed when you're on the clock, it shows you in red when your next pick is. That's good. Okay. Not able to tell you exactly what. There he goes. Bye-bye, Mr. Palmer. You are now off the board. That's an interesting color. That's turquoise blue, I guess. All right, we are back to the Oilers, who now get another first-round pick. They went, I believe it was right tackle in the first round. Does it actually show their names on the board still? Like the player they picked? I haven't even paid attention to the position. It shows it there. All right. Okay. They went offensive line, and now they're going defensive line. Orleans, what a name. Orleans Starks, the right end out of Georgia, coming off the board to the Oilers. Nice job. This is becoming interesting because we still have a top 5 so-called projected player on the board, but most of our teams are set at quarterback. How far will he fall is my question. How far is he going to fall? Because it's not a need for teams. It's just not right now. Bulls on the clock. Here we go. Make your selection. I mean, do you really waste a pick on a quarterback, even though he's projected top 5? And as you see it, it's George Goodwin when you have needs. So that's going to be interesting to see what somebody does. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is not surprising me. He's taking the left tackle and Casey Amos. Left tackle coming off the board to the Bulls. I think that's a smart move. His line was horrendous, and I think that's what kept him out of the playoffs. I'm not afraid to mention names. CJ Coates the one who owns the Dreadnoughts, who will be picking at pick 31, was very high on the Bulls last year. Very high, and I kind of agreed with him. You know, they were looking good. Steamers are going to be on the clock here. But the O-line just wasn't there down the stretch. Fell apart on him. And he ended up losing some games that I think he should have won because of the line. Now he just addresses the key spot, the left tackle. So smart move there by the Bulls. That should make them even better. All right, Steamers are on the clock. The Steamers, the Steamers. All right, Steamers pick will be Brian Porter, the right end out of Clemson. I like him. He was on my board. Not going to lie to y'all. He may have been my first pick if he's still there on the board when I came around to pick 24. Okay, I'm not going to lie. He was my pick. So, my pick off the board that I wanted. It took my players. Oh, we want the Redwoods who are on the clock. I have his board. Like I said, I wrote some down on board papers so I don't lose them. And some are in my emails and some are in the freaking PMs. I have them all over the place. I should have wrote them all down, but I don't like looking at them. So sometimes it gives me information I shouldn't have. All right, here we go. Okay. Interesting decision. He wants the top 3 safety, which would make it Steve Baskett. 6'2", 225 out of Florida State. Steve Baskett, you are officially a Redwood. That was easy. All right, the Caps. They're coming back, making another pick. Caps have a lot of holes. So having 2 first-round picks actually surprised me. He may have been wheeling and dealing behind the scenes, and I just didn't know. But I thought for sure he was going to try and move these picks in the first round to collect multiple picks. The Shamrocks. All right, Caps. Okay. I want to look at this. There we go. Look at this. I'm looking at this because I want to see something. That's crazy. The linebacker positions are pretty fucking weak. I'm browsing as I'm opening up his thing right now. It's loading, but it ain't opening. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. Yeah, that's crazy business. Browsing for myself, not gonna lie to you. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The number 2 pick in the first round. Jeez. Okay. Give me the top, listen to this, I ain't afraid to share these things. Give me the top rated offensive lineman, regardless of position. So that would be Kenny Williams at 6'4", 305, left tackle. And I say that so it's out in the open so everybody knows what I'm doing. In case there's a fuck up, people can say, no, you read it, you did the right thing. Like Fish Barber. Goddamn, that freaked me out. I really thought I fucked them over. I don't know. I got lucky on that one. That was crazy. That was this luck. All right, Lumberjacks. or as she calls it in private, the Lumberjills, since it's a female who owns the team. She's the Lumberjills. She's the Lumberjills. All right. No, I don't want to quit. I want to make the selection for them. So here we go. And they're going left end. And it's Mr. Tavon Atkins. He's already had it open. Lumberjacks taking the left end. Big move. Big move. They needed that bad. Absolutely 100% needed that position. I don't think she could have made a better choice. That was by far her biggest, glaringest need. Thunderbirds, you're on the clock. Here we go, Bang, bang. If y'all just hear a squeal or a yell, I don't know what the fuck that was. It was coming out of my kid's room, but that was awkward. She's on her PlayStation with my friend. I don't know what they're doing. All right, they're taking Cordell Armstrong, wide receiver, 5'8", 195 out of Wisconsin. This guy, I think, is going to be a beast. Blue again. Aviators, you're on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be me. And I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. I really don't know what I should pick. I have a couple holes. I have a couple needs. I have a couple players I need to grab. But I don't have a distinct need with this pick that I have to dive on. So I'm really going to take a second. Plus, I've spent little time on my team because I worked with everybody else. And that's absolutely okay. I like that happened because that means people are engaging and they're working on their teams. Just give me 1 second to look over what I wrote down here. I know I don't need that. So I'm going there. No, I don't want that. Should I do this? Should I take him? Nah. I'm looking at the board, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to pick the guy off the board based off what I wrote down for them. Just got to evaluate it really quick. Who is it? Who was up there? That's Myers. What did I do for Myers? Not a fan of Myers. I don't know. I like Aldine, but I need more of a right end. I mean, I guess I could always switch him. Do I take him? No, I don't take him. Do I make a fucking reach? Do I take the reach? That could be the option. I take the reach. Who thinks I should take the reach? I don't answer that question. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take what I think is my biggest need, regardless of where he's ranked. Okay. And I'm going, well, what the hell did I do? Oh, shit. Yeah. Go figure. I'm the one taking the longest. Yeah, I'm going to take my biggest need, which is right end. I don't know which one I want. I'm going to go Reed. I'm going to take Damian Reed just because his rank is 32, and that's my favorite number. There we go. I took Damian Reed. What am I going to do? All right, Condors. You're on the clock, and I know you already messaged me because I heard my phone go off twice. Ed, I have no idea who you're talking about. Ed messaged me about somebody passing away. Luke on General Hospital passed away. I don't know who that is. I have no clue. If anybody knows Luke from General Hospital, he's passed away. I don't know who that is, or should I know who that is? Maybe that's why he told me. Maybe I'm supposed to know who that is. And I don't know who that is, and I feel like a dumbass. All right, Condors. Your pick. Which, like I said, I know he messaged me. I'm opening it now. All right. What was he taking? Holy shit. I didn't expect that pick. That's the complete opposite side of the ball. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going Carlos Westbrook at wide receiver. Coming off the board. Going to the Condors. I thought he was going defense. Holy shit. Yeah. You guys, I'm going to tell you right now, as owners, are harder to gauge than an NFL team. Holy shit, it's hilarious. I have fun doing it, though, trying to figure out where everybody's going to go. I'm better off to putting everything on a freaking wall and throwing a dart blindfolded. And I'd probably be more right than I am making my own assessments. That's crazy. Holy shit. Okay. Lumberjacks. Here we go with the Lumberjacks. God damn it. I'm laughing at that. I've been so wrong with a lot of y'all's picks. It is crazy. I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. I'm not going to guess it anymore. All right. Make your pick with this. Good grief. That's funny. Hey, the first round is going to be around an hour. I'd say that's pretty damn good. Because once we get later in the draft, everybody ends up just taking kind of best players off the board and stuff like that. All right, Lumberjacks with their next pick are going to take Aaron Walter, the left tackle. They wanted the top tackle off the board with this pick. So there he goes off the board. All right, Pioneers. Pioneers board has been submitted. So I just got to open it up. And like I said, when I hear my paperwork, it's because I'm writing down what I thought people were going to do, and I'm evaluating it and see what people are going to do, and it's just like, man. Plus, I erase names as people come off the board that I was going to pick. All right, here we go. They are taking Frank Richards. Dick Rick. Frank Dick Rick Richards. What the fuck? Why is that wrote here in this message? I want Frank Dick Rick Richards. He nicknamed him Dick Rick, I guess. Okay. But the corner, 6'2", 199. Coming off the board. Going to the Pioneers. Holy shit. All right, who's next? The Blues. You, ladies and gentlemen, are in the building. So, I will be probably muting my controller for a second. If anyone hears anything she has to say, because I'll be calling her. So, Nieva, can you come here? My child. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was quick. Taking the top left end off the board, which will be Amari. I guess that's how it goes in Amari. Amari Aldine, 6'3", 260. Coming off the board. I'm going to the Blues. This two-tone brown outfit is kind of crazy. All right, Condors, back-to-back picks, my friend. So I'm going to say it to you now. Just send them to me at the same time, please. That'd be great. As you see right here, the Condors took wide receiver Carlos Westbrook with their first pick. Now they get back-to-back picks. There are 3 picks in this round. I'm wondering where they go. I'm wondering where they go right here. Since I asked them to send me them both at the same time, it might take them a second. Okay. Huh. I'm liking what I'm seeing on the boards. I mean, there's some talent right here. He's picking 29, and we still have 3 guys on the board that are projected to be picked by now, based off the game's projections. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the picks. The first pick will be Jermaine Foster, strong safety, coming off the board. Nice. He's got himself a strong safety. And the next, oh shit, make your selection. The next pick coming off the board is left tackle Mercury Titsworth. Yes, Titsworth. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who just said, what did you just say and missed this? Mercury Titsworth is officially a Condor. Okay. All right, Dreadnoughts, you are on the clock. All right. Condors are going to send me a texty. That's who they want. I'm going to switch to his team. And then I'll open up the big board a while, just in case he needs to look at it while he's making a decision. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I put it on mute because I got the call. The call was made, and he told me, give me quack, quack. Passing up on Parsons and Pritchard. And I'm going for quack, quack. Tommy Duck, 6'2", 223, Alabama, officially going to the Dreadnoughts. Give me quack, quack. Tommy Duck and Fish Barber. I laughed at both those wide receiver names. Officially off the clock. Holy shit. Quack. Need a wide receiver, and I told him just as I was hanging up. If he was still on the board with my second pick, I think I'd have taken him myself. I really do. Okay. Shamrocks on the board. And ladies and gentlemen, the same thing as I said a minute ago. It's in the house. So I'm probably going to mute for a second. Yeah, how is he not Morgan? I have no idea. While they make their selection, in case she reveals information, no one needs to hear. So here we go. Aaliyah, your pick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This was the exact statement. This league, you got to put up points. I need another weapon. And she liked Jared Pritchett. So she getting her wide receiver off the board. Boom, boom, boom. All right, now we're into round two, and I do not know the exact order of round two without looking at it. So there it is. I'll let that sit there for a second so everybody can see where they're at. Look at that. 55, 56, 57. Condors, Condors, Condors. That is crazy. Golden Eagles are 37, 39. And then again at 63. Holy smokes. That is, wow. So just letting that sit there for a minute so everybody can take that in. And then we'll let the Thunderbirds make their selection. All right. Here we go. Use your team. Thunderbirds. I have no idea, Clinton. Okay. Right tackle. Carl Carter coming off the board with this selection. He said me. Yeah, you're not there. Pick six, or round six, excuse me. Desperados. There was a time the Desperados had like 5 picks in the first 2 rounds, and he moved them around. Now he picks twice in this round, but yeah, he made some interesting moves. Desperados. Sorry, I don't do it as good as Ed. Ed, if you want to call me and get on the air and say Desperados, I can do that. He's probably heard that and just said, what a fucking goof. Oh, shit. What a fucking goof. All right. Okay. Pick is off the board. They're taking David Bloodgood, 6'2", 238, strong safety. Best strong safety on the board, and that's what he won. Got him. Desperados. Beeping up the secondary. Not a bad pick. I thought, honestly, that was their biggest hole. Got it in the second round. Tigers. Your pick. The Tigers. The Tigers. Remember last year, if you paid attention, the Tigers basically went pure rookie. 85, 95%, somewhere in that window of their starters were all rookies. Trying to develop rookies. We had the conversation, me and a couple other owners, of how's that going to work come 4 seasons when all those contracts start to expire. So, yeah, not sure where that's going to go. But what's he going to pick here? Because I'm just looking at the board. Free safety, Francois it is. Top free safety off the board going Will Francois. Still showing us Manuel Guzman. That's hilarious. That's crazy. I won't take that off. Caps apparently are on the clock. This is always, like I said, the worst part of this is having to go select everybody's team. I hate that part over and over and over and over and over and over and over. But yes, the Caps are on the clock. I wish when the team was on the clock, it would show us, what they picked so far, maybe what their needs are, and what have you. But it doesn't show everything the way it should. Looks like we're getting teams with multiple ideas of the same. Also going free safety, Ben Crosby, you are now a Cap. I love that outfit. I'm sorry. I think it's great. It's a sweet purplish pink color. All right, Golden Eagles. This is always a wild card. For those of you who don't know Mr. Golden Eagle, Thomas W. Goodhart, he sleeps with a mannequin. That's right. I put it out there, Tommy. I don't care. He fell in love with a mannequin in a window at a store. And when the store was going out of business, he decided that he was going to go that route and acquire it. So that's interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a mention here. I just received word. I'm not sure how this is going to look or sound. But I just received word that drafted in the first round, wide receiver Tommy Duck is a major supporter. He actually runs a fan club for Donald Trump. So we'll see how that goes over in San Antonio. But moving on with the Golden Eagles here. Let's see. There it is. Wide receiver. Armand Parsons. Damn, 6'4", 220. This is a big boy. So, yeah. Thought I'd put that out there. So that organization knows who they have. That was news to me, man. That was just some breaking news. Right now it's trending on Twitter. They call him MAGA Man. I did not know this. Oh, shit. Fucking MAGA Man. All right, Antlers are on the clock. I have no idea where this team's going. I'm not even going to venture to guess because their first pick threw me for a loop. And they did it again. They're going tight end. Be Brian Grimes. Wow. I did like the Brian Grimes pick to some degree here because I had him rated pretty good. But man, Didn't think he was going to go that position at all. Golden Eagles are back on the clock. Golden Eagles. I do want to appreciate everybody. I want to say I appreciate everybody that's tuned in or tuning in. It means something. All right, Mr. Golden Eagle, where are you going? Oh! The slide stops, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to take George Goodwin, the quarterback. Doesn't need the quarterback, but he took him. That's crazy. The slide ends. Remember, that was the so-called projected top 5 pick per the system. Voyager's on the clock. That's crazy. I'm curious as to how good he really is. I guess we'll find out. All right. The Voyagers are going left end, Steve Lewis. And how it's wrote here was, give me the best end, left or right. Doesn't matter which. So I don't know which side they were looking for, but clearly that tells me if this isn't the right side, they're going to transfer him to the other side. Which is be interesting to see how that works, because some guys can't transfer to the other side. I don't know if people don't think about that, or if they just don't give a shit. And do remember, ladies and gentlemen, when this draft is over, we will be advancing to the next stage of off-season free agency. This season is more interesting than ever. It is first come, first serve, if you will. And what that means is the first person to get in touch with me when it's time to open, you got to pay attention to the boards, because that's where it's getting posted. Once it's posted, as we wait for him to make his pick, all you got to do is get a hold of me. Then we'll make time to get you on, and it'll go in order of who reaches out first, second, third, and things of that nature, ladies and gentlemen. And then what we're going to do is you can get on and you can pick up to 2 players. Once you pick 2 players, you're done for 48 hours. Because then that'll give the other owners 48 hours to get on and do their turn. So if you pick, say, 2 players and 48 hours goes by and only one other person gets a hold of me, you can get on again. And there's going to be several teams that need to fulfill their rosters, and several teams that might be set. I would say there's probably 10 to 12 teams that rosters will be full after the draft. They might just sit on those rosters. Who knows? And then, like I said, then we'll be getting into camp and everything else. So camp comes after everybody solidifies their roster, or you can do it right away, because that's basically where we're at in the stage. And I'm going to make this announcement here, too. We're going to stick with the cornerstones like always. One on offense, one on defense. And it went over really well last year, and I think it helped out a lot of teams. I'm going to do it again this year. You get that wild card. I made that decision last night. It wasn't announced at all at any time anywhere else. But you will get the opportunity to have that extra wild card cornerstone. And I also made this decision. And some people are going to think I'm crazy, but I want to do it because I'm trying to let people build these teams up to where they're competitive. I'm giving everybody, for the first time ever, a rookie cornerstone. So one of your rookies will get 10 points instead of 5. Because remember, all rookie camps were 5 points. One of those rookies you get will get 10. It's up to you who it is. Doesn't make a shit difference. So essentially you will have 4 cornerstones. One on offense, one on defense, one wherever the hell you want to put it, and the fourth one being an individual rookie, whoever he may be. And Clinton just said awesome in the chat room because he's got very low picks, which means one of his draft picks might actually turn out to be something okay after all. But I just thought it would be fair to do that. I just really did, and that's how I'm gonna say that. All right, we're gonna get onto this pick. Because Taco had already sent me the pick, so now I just gotta look and see what the hell the man said. Where's he at? All right, here he is. Okay, Taco is going quarterback, and he has taken Mitch Mills with this pick. I didn't think he would go quarterback here. I thought he might have made this a mid-round pick. I love this. And since we are live, if anybody's in the chat and wants to present, we'll call it owner meeting suggestions, thoughts, whatever, and we want to debate it, we can do it right here while we're on the air with the remaining people who are still here live. We can maybe make some rule changes, additions, subtractions, you name it. I'm always down to improve this league, and that's what we've been doing year after year after year, getting this league better and more competitive and more interesting. So I'm all ears, and I'm sure the other owners who are here watching will be interested too. We should have confetti and music if we are picking the top 3 rounds. Jesus Christ. Okay, River Hall's going to pull a wild card out his ass right here. Top left end, do not care. That's what it says. So Ringer is a day 3 pick, but he does not care. He wants the left end. So you get your guy. TJ Ringer is yours. I love that confidence. I don't care. I'll take him. All right. Mounties are on the clock. The Mounties are on the clock. I think I passed him. He's up there. There he is. The Mounties. Mounties. Yeah. All right. I'll be getting a message momentarily, I'm sure. And I called it because I can see the texting is being done right now. I see the little dots going across. Not only, ladies and gentlemen, did I hear the position, this is one of the rare occasions where the owner picks the actual player by name. And ladies and gentlemen, the selection by the Mounties is corner Atari Rambo. Nice suit, Mr. Rambo. Atari Rambo. One of my favorite names in the draft. Absolutely. Sentinels on the clock. This is why I told you people I don't like making guesses. I wrote down what I thought was the top 5 picks that each team needed. I'm going to use the Mounties as the example because he just picked. He hasn't picked one of the 5 positions I wrote down. He's made 2 selections so far. Which is what shows everybody's got a difference of opinion on their team, of other people's teams, who's the better player, who's this, who's that. So, yeah, it makes this shit really fun. All right, Sentinels on the clock. Oh, my goodness. Sentinels want the top left outside linebacker, regardless of who it is, which would be Deron Waller. All right, Deron Waller, you are off the clock and off the board, and you are now officially a Sentinel. He was a guy I had mixed feelings about. I liked him, but I didn't like him. I don't know where I stood on him, but I think that's a good pick here. Monarchs, you got the stick. Yeah, I was saying to a couple owners, especially Ed and CJ, over the last couple of days, I thought this draft is loaded. Like, I really thought this draft was loaded. The guy literally was on there talking to a bunch of you guys, and you guys are going to know who you are, trying to figure out how I can get some picks. I wanted more picks because there was a lot of guys I thought were good that I knew I wasn't going to get my hands on unless I had the extra picks. But couldn't make anything happen. Oh, my goodness. As I stated, this is one of those rare occasions where the guy tells me the exact name. He's going right outside linebacker. Look at this. He's going right outside linebacker, and he wants Geo Fox. Literally wrote that down, and I'm going to tell you right now, no one has mentioned Geo Fox to me at all. But he picked Geo Fox by name. Now I'm intrigued who this is. Based off those grades above there, I think I understand why. How'd I miss him? All right, Monarchs knew exactly who they wanted, and it was a guy I didn't pay attention to. I am not going to lie. All right, Orbits on the clock. Some good names in this draft. What are we at? Orbits. Boom. Orbits. Well, positions picked, but not by name. He wants the top strong safety, so that's going to take me right here to Mr. Dwight Barnett. 6'3", 212 is huge for a safety. All right. Man, we are filling needs in this draft, and I'm liking it. Thinking about camping cornerstones? Yeah, Clint, you might as well. You got time to wait. Yeah, I don't even know where to even begin with mine. I'll probably figure it out after the draft. Black Knights, switch. Oh, and for those of you unaware, when I do my team upgrades, I say it every year just so people know. I always make sure another owner's with me when I do my stuff. All right, Black Knights. Where are you going? Like I said, I got their board. I just got to reopen it. They want the top wide receiver. Oh, it's right there. 55 down here, Mr. Britt. Top wide receiver, Damon Britt, 6'1", 193. Off the board to the Black Knights. That puts the Wizards on the clock. Like I said, he's another guy I got his board. He's probably sound asleep right now. So I got all these papers. I literally have 8 sheets of paper in front of me, one for each division, with what I thought each team was going to do and projections. And then I have other various information wrote down for other various things. And then another sheet of paper for notes. So that's 10 sheets of paper I keep flipping through if you're hearing it. All right. They want the top guard. It says top guard. That's all it says, so I know everybody's going to agree with me. That doesn't mean if it's left or right. It just says top guard. So we're going to go top guard. Connor Thomas out of Stanford goes to the Wizards. Another guy I didn't even know about. Desperados, you, my friend, are on the clock. At one time, considered the greatest owner of his time. And then the league got sold, and he met his match. I know everybody just said, oh my God, that was rude to say that. But no, that was his words. He dominated his league. And then I took over and brought in a bunch of people, and he said the league just got that much tougher. All right. Where are you going, Mr. Desperados? Ooh. I was told by name. And you don't even see his name on the screen. I'm going to right tackle. He wants the 6'5", 274-pounder Halapalaviate Vitae. I think there's better right tackles, but okay. He wants the biggin. Boy, look at them cheeks. Boy, he ain't missed one of Mama's meals in his life. You big old pork-eating motherfucker. All right. The Voyagers. Oh, man. Voyagers want the top left outside linebacker, whoever it might be. Where are we at here? Luke Gerard. Luke Gerard, 6'1", 231. He better be nimble and fast and move around like a crazy motherfucker at that size. I've been doing pretty good with the Voyager projections, though. He's hit everything I wrote down for him. Steamers! This is a team I'll never guess right. I never guess Brad's picks, ever. He has the craziest strategy, and some season he's like kills it, and other seasons like, Brad, what are you doing? Oh, excuse me. I want to see something. Yeah, that's what I thought. Damn, so much for that idea. All right, sorry, I was just browsing for myself for a second. All right, let me open this pickup. Oh, Steamers want to go tight end. That I didn't know. Top tight end, which would be Lance Leonard. Off the board. Bye-bye, Mr. Leonard. You now have a home. Aviators on the clock. Yeah. You guys saw how hard it was for me a minute ago to pick. Now I got to do it again. And there's less guys to pick from. So you'd think it'd be a little easier, but probably harder for my dumbass. Let me see. I know what I need to do. So let's just see what's there. What the hell is it doing? I don't like that at all, so I am not doing that. Yeah, it's hot as hell in my apartment. Jesus. Where is that at? Okay, we want to look at this. Where is he? I'm going Luke Shaw because I need a scheme fit. So Luke Shaw's my pick. I hope I don't regret that. I probably could have got him a little later. All right. Dreadnoughts are on the clock. Man, me and the Heat are battling each other this year. All right. Let's see where the Dreadnoughts go with their pick. Who? I'm looking at them, and I don't see it on either side. He either has the position wrong or the name wrong, or I'm missing it. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Deion Baker coming off the board. Best free safety off the board. I think he'll like that pick. Nighthawks, you, my friend, get to make your first selection of the night. So we'll see where he goes. The Nighthawks. The Nighthawks. Let me look at my Dreadnought list while I wait for this. See if he took a position I honestly don't think he really needed yet, but I appreciate the pick because he needed it, but I just think it was a little bit early. All right, Nighthawks. Already sent me their pick. Jesus. And I was right. Ha! This is one of the ones I'm right on. I knew where he was going. Oh. Wide receiver, ladies and gentlemen. This is where he's going. He's going wide receiver. And on this pick, where did he go? He wants the top guy, which is Gabe Bacon. He wanted the top scheme fit, is what I should have said. 6'4", 230, Gabe Bacon. You were a Nighthawk. Now look at him, he's dressed like a piece of bacon. That's fucking hilarious. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. The Condors are on the pick, and they got the next three. This is crazy right here. The Condors have the next 3 selections. So, and I hear the sirens for the fire department. I have an idea where he's going to take this pick, but we will see. Just put them all together if that's what you're already doing good. Just send them all at once. That'll help me out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was right. He's going to take Mr. Nixon because he's a receiving back. Mr. Nixon off the board. He was attempting to make a deal just before the draft started. Look at that. He's in the freaking color, too. To acquire a receiving back from another team and was going to give up 2 of these 3 picks. It didn't work out. So now he just got one himself by picking one. Now he's going right tackle. Matt Thomas. I got all these by name, too. Matt Thomas, you were off the board. So now he's got a lineman for him. Okay, man, he made these pretty quick. He's been paying attention. Oh, hold on. Let me cross that off. Okay, now, where's he going? Ooh, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to linebacker position. Oh, wrong side. Here it is. KJ Clark. I'm surprised he's reaching for this guy, but hey, he's filling needs, I guess. We'll see how Mr. Clark comes back for him. That was interesting. 3 picks in a row. The Lumberjacks. Your pick. You're hiding where the name don't show up. It's so weird. So weird how that works. Oh, shit. All right. Lumberjacks want the top strong safety on the board. That would be Keenan Brown. All right, Keenan Brown. You're a Lumberjack. Not bad grades for a guy that's supposed to be a day 3. That's crazy. I'm convinced we're going to find a lot of high-quality players in this draft. I believe it. That's why I was trying so hard to get more picks, and it just didn't work out for me. One of the few years I don't have a lot of picks. I am a firm believer in draft picks build your future. Not necessarily because you build the guys up, because some people believe, and we're all on different pages with this, but I ain't afraid to share my opinion. Some people believe in building their draft picks up, while others believe in using their draft picks as trade bait. I use them for both. But I also have seen this game long enough, whether it be doing this league or playing my own dynasties. When you draft players, by the time they're 26, you're pretty sure what they're going to be. So once that rookie contract's over, you know what they are. And if your guy's not in the 80s, and I mean mid-80s, he's never going to be a dynamic player. He could be an average and could be serviceable, but he's never going to be the guy. So you need more picks to take more shots. And then you need to get younger. Because rookie contracts are a whole hell of a lot cheaper than signing guys on free agency. But if you can make it work and you want to do like I do believe in I like to get a guy and I know what he is. So I can understand both sides of the fence. I know what he is, so I know what I'm getting. Top center, by the way, is coming off the board for the Pioneers. Travis McCord. So I get that thought, and I listen to that thought too because I use it. But I still believe I need to do both to build my future and my now, if that makes any sense. So that's why I was trying to get picks, because I thought for sure there was going to be a lot of good players in this draft. Okay, who's on? Oh, it's the Blues. So I'll be muting in a second again, so the Blues can make their pick. Well, yeah. Like, we've got some owners in this league who hate free agency. They hate it. They want all the draft picks they can get. Then we have the guys who hate the draft and will build through free agency. Then you have the guys who do both. Both have worked. Both have worked. Both have failed. So we'll see what happens going forward with each team that has different strategies. All right, Blues on the board. Give me 1 second so I can ask. That was easy. Top left guard. Okay, Justin Hopkins. Jesus, this is a very weak position. Oh, my God. But Justin Hopkins may have been only the guard worth drafting this year. Them grades aren't okay. Sure. Armadillos. You're on the clock. I already know where he's going to go. I know it. Him and I've had more than enough conversations. More than enough conversations. We'll see what he sends me, because I do not have a board on him. He's watching. Where's my armadillo paper? Well, his division paper, so I can write this down. Okay, armadillos. There we go. Armadillos. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, I just got a message or two. I don't know. Oh, I got 2 messages. Okay, I was right. 100% right. He wants middle linebacker. I knew it, because he ain't got shit at this position. Quincy Jackson. Going to the Armadillos. What the hell? There we go. All right, that was easy. I knew he was going that direction. Knew it. Knew it. Because he was saying now he ain't got shit at linebacker in the middle. All right, Mr. Redwood, where are we going? Ain't gonna lie, I was hoping Quincy would have fell to the next round. I'd have taken him in the next round. Jesus. My fault, y'all. Had to step away from the thing for a second. That was crazy. My daughter left the damn fryer on. It's sort of burning my damn eyes. All right, where's he going? Top right end. Okay, top right end for the Redwoods. That'd be Darius McLean coming off the board. Okay, so I just saw a name there. I'm like, what the hell name was that? Golden Eagles, you're on the board again, dude. What the hell? I'm going to tell you now, you don't build something here, Mr. Goody. You suck. Man, I'm so wrong on so many of these. Look, it's hilarious how off I was. I'm literally laughing at myself because it's bad. I mean, there's teams that have made 3-4 picks already, and not have picked one guy that I wrote down for them. So I'm way off. Golden Eagles going free safety, Monroe. Gave him by name too, so that's good. Wanted the free safety Monroe. That's how I wrote it. Okay, free safety Monroe off the board. Shamrocks, the defending champions, now on the board. Give me 1 second. I'll be muting so we can figure out what this pick is. Okay, they were annoyed that the middle linebacker was gone that they wanted Jackson, so they're going to go with Rashawn Overstreet and take the middle linebacker. So 2 middle linebackers taken this round. First 2 of the draft. We are now in round 3, and we are back to the Condors, and I'm like to leave this up so you can see where your picks are as we wait to hear from Mr. Condor. Of course, he has more than one pick this round. 65 and 89. Who else has got multiple picks? The Tigers got 4 picks here. 67, 74, 90, and 95. Wow. Dreadnoughts are up at 71. He's been picking at the bottom of each round, so he's higher this time. I've got 2 picks in this round. Who else has multiple picks here? That it? I'm not seeing multiple picks other than the ones I've already mentioned. No. Golden Eagles has 2, 69 and 87. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. We have the pick by the Condors. Left outside linebacker it is. There is talent to be had, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there we go. Javier Terry. You are a Condor, my man. Look at that suit. It's multiple different colors. What the hell's going on there? All right, to the Desperados we go. I've been enjoying the Desperado draft. I think he's doing very well. But we'll find out when it's over. I remember the one year I was talking to CJ, owner of the Dreadnoughts, and I was like, so who do you think had a good draft? And we were talking. Then we hit the button and went forward, and we evaluated the drafts. And the team we thought had a good draft really didn't have a good draft. It was a lot of lower levels. It was a lot of lower levels, and we thought that he nailed it, but he didn't. All right, Desperados on the clock. And he's with us. I'm just going to browse through positions as we wait. I'm not going to sit here on the position very long. I'm just kind of scrolling through it like that. Pleasant. Yeah, I'm still seeing a couple names I thought would have been gone by now. Not going to lie to y'all. That's cool. Now run the kickers and punters. All right. So where's he going? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. We have the pick. It is in. He's going left guard. And he's taking Tiger Borders. I did not even see this guy. Ever. Tiger. We got a fish. We got a duck. We got a tiger. We got some bacon. Tiger Borders. I guarantee you my daughter never seen him because she'd have made him the first pick. She's obsessed with tigers. Absolutely obsessed with tigers. And how fitting the Tigers pick next. And that was the other thing I thought was cool. And that was when we got Kiko back. She could have been the Tigers. But she knew that was Kiko's team all along and let him have it. And was willing to take the blues because it's her favorite color. So I thought that was very nice of her. Okay. Tigers! Oh, that's crazy. I almost feel bad for the Tigers right now. It states give me the top left guard. They just missed Tiger, and now they're going to get Seth Callahan. Look at that. That's funny, but yet not. All right. Caps are on the board. Caps. Okay. There's the caps. I have so many screens open on my thing. And I have each team at the top. All right, left outside linebacker for the Caps is the pick. So whoever it is, we're going to find out together. I want the top-rated guy. Rashawn McDaniels. I was on the fence with this guy. This guy I do know. I was on the fence with him, whether I liked him or not. We'll see by the grades. Not look bad, but we'll see where he falls. Not a bad pick by the Caps. All right, Golden Eagles. Your pick. As we wait. Okay, left outside linebacker. He wants the top guy, so you get Dorian Walton. There you go. Damn, my eye is fucking killing me. I thought I left that damn fryer on. When that fryer gets on, I don't know what does. It kicks shit out in there and fucks with your eyes. All right, Antlers. Let me open up his thing. What does he say? We're moving along here way better than I thought we would. We're about 2 hours into this thing. Antlers. Antlers. Okay. Antlers are going center. I'm not a fan of any of the centers in this draft. I haven't been from the beginning. But you're going to get J.C. Pleasant. Not bad. Grades from Mr. Pleasant. Not going to lie. Not bad. Dreadnoughts are on the clock. The Dreadnoughts are on the clock. So I don't know if my phone's going to ring or if he's going to text. He's done both now. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tyree Sheffield, right outside linebacker, going to the Dreadnoughts. Don't forget to flush. Voyagers. Oh, man, some of my paperwork is wet now. I just threw water in my eyes. Damn. Holy shit. All right, Voyagers. Voyagers going tight end. So they're going to get Anthony Caps, who should have went to the Caps. Is that what we're going to say here? Anthony Caps should go to the Caps. But he's a Voyager. Okay, who's on the board? The Bison. Ooh, I'm not doing very good at predicting. Usually I'm pretty good at predicting him. I mean, we talk. I got a couple right, a couple wrong on people, but I'm not going to hit him. I already know this. I'm going to get it wrong. But we'll see. Where you going, Bison? Where you going, Bison? Right tackle. Bison's going right tackle. Not a bad pick. He needs a pick. He needs a right tackle. He needs a right tackle. Jamario Jones will be yours. He said top right tackle, so that's your guy. Jamario Jones. All right. Tigers on the clock. God, jeez. Way off on some of this. Wow. All right, Tigers, what do you got here? Tigers going left end. Left end for the Tigers. There's such good talent available. Oh, there it is. Donnell Holloway, top scheme fit left end. All right, grades for a freaking so-called day 3 projection. Mounties on the clock. Now, I know I received a message from them just a little bit ago. I did not open it yet. Going there now. Interesting technique. I've never had somebody tell me this before. In all the seasons we've done this, wow, okay. I'm going to say this on the air so people know what I'm looking for. He wants the tallest free safety. So that doesn't matter where he's projected or anything, just the tallest. So I got to scroll through each guy. And then if I have a tie in height, I will take the highest ranked guy. 6'2", 6'1". So far 6'2" is the highest. Okay, now it's Deron Odom. He's now the highest at 6'3". Deron Odom it'll be. He is the tallest. Deron Odom head into the Mounties. I've never had anyone tell me to take the highest free safety. That's craziness. All right, Sentinels. Where are we at? Sentinel. Sentinels pick. Let me open this one back up. Now that I have them all at the top of my screen on my computer, I just got to figure out which one's which. I slid them around, hopefully in alphabetical order. All right, top running back. So Sheldon Webster is now a Sentinel. They need to come up with more suits. We're keeping seeing the same ones over and over and over again. Okay, Monarchs. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to, like I said, we'll re-elaborate this again. Free agency starts pretty much, I'm probably going to say tomorrow morning, but you can still get a hold of me tonight, and then I'll get a hold of you. But don't get a hold of me if you're not going to make yourself available. I'm not going to have a guy get a hold of me and say, hey, and you're first come, first serve, and then when I get up to do what I need to do with the team in the morning, you're nowhere to be seen. So basically going to become first come, first serve based off availability, I guess would be the best way to say it. But you can make 2 picks on free agency. Put them on your team. Then you got to wait 48 hours before you can grab 2 more. And free agency will run until all 32 owners tell me my roster's set. Once all 32 rosters are set, we're ready for the season. Camp essentially could start right away if we really wanted it to. I got the pick right now for the Monarchs, but I'm just going to go through this real quick. Make sure people know where we're at. If you go to the TDFLzone.weebly.com website, go to Rulebook, and you scroll down to camp and everything else and see where we're at when it comes to these things, you'll see that we have before the waiver system. But that's where I'm waiving that right now. We're not doing the waiver system because that was basically lowest ranked team from last year goes first. They got 24 hours to make a pick, then it goes to the next guy. But as soon as you make the pick, it moves to the next guy, and their 24-hour clock started. But when we get to off-season camps, you got your veteran camp, your rookie camp. You assign your team captains, which we still will be doing. You assign your team cornerstones. You can use your lip money. You have all these things that you can do. But, again, once the draft is over, we had the process where here, I'm looking at it right now. We went through free agent signings 1, 2, and 3. We had the free agent wrap-up. We did the scouting. Now we're in the player draft. After the draft preseason, we don't do the preseason games. We just sim those. But we have training camp. And that's where you can assign your stuff and participate. Now, I was given this suggestion, and that was, what if we simulated the entire preseason before we went, quote unquote, to the camp stuff? And my thing was, you go to camp before you have any preseason games. What the hell are you talking about? But it's up to you when you assign it. You can do it whenever you want. You just have to make sure you have it done before the season starts, or you won't have that liberty of your guys having the upgrades. Because if you sit it on your hands and you don't get it done, that's your fault. All right, moving on with this draft. Right guard is the pick for the Monarchs. Miles Lewis will be the guy coming off the board here. But yeah, you can wait till preseason, cut guys, then do your shit. You can do it before camp. Or before that, it's up to you. It's your team. Just make sure you get it done before we start the season. Because the season will have a start date, and if you're not ready, that's going to be your fault. Okay, orbits on the clock. I think that all made sense, and you guys understood that. And if it didn't, and you're here, and you have a question, don't be afraid to ask it. All right, orbits. The orbits are going free safety, top guy on the board. Top free safety, no matter who it is. Not going to lie, I wish there was a little bit more information to those things. Like, I want this guy by name. So we're going to go Sidney McCann. He's a big boy, though. Off the board. And that's not bad grades considering he was considered a day 3. That's what I'm saying. This draft, I feel, is loaded. I've said that a couple times now. Black Knights, same thing. I already have their draft. Just got to find it. I'm beginning to write them down so I can stop scrolling through everything. I'm putting them on papers. I wrote down people's projections, and I wrote down their big boards next to it here as I get to them. It's making it a little easier for me to go through this. Okay, where's my Black Knights? Here they are. I'm going to write down their shit here as well. Put it on this paper. Okay, Black Knights have the exact same idea. Top free safety. All right. Safety starting to come off the board. Charles Johnson from Maryland coming off the board. Okay. Wizards. As I told you guys before, I already have his stuff. That's actually written on my paper here in front of me. I'm just going to find the Wizards. It'd be nice if you could keep all 32 teams on one sheet of paper, but there's too many teams. Make your selection with the Wizards. Okay, Mr. Wizard. All right, they are now taking the top player on the board, which will now be Antone Myers, the D tackle. Okay. That'll be it. Graham. What the hell? Antone Myers. We'll see if he pans out. Oilers on the clock. Yeah, it's right around now we start getting teams to, I don't know how else to say it, but they sell out. And what I mean by that is they pretty much give up in finding the talent. Once they get through the third round, that's pretty much give me best player on the board a lot. See right here, I love how it says next pick, round 5, pick 10. By the time we get to that pick, he's probably going to take in best player on the board or something. Oh, that's why it was suggested at one time that we were only going to do 4 rounds. And then rounds 5, 6, and 7 would get simulated. I remember that being the discussion one time. That it would save time on doing these drafts. Right outside linebacker. He's making the pick. Okay, David Lopez is your guy. I don't know why it went down like that, but okay. That's something we might have to reach out again on, and that suggestion. I know some people like picking in rounds 5, 6, and 7, and could potentially find a steal, and guys have done that. But at the same time, it's mostly to save us the hassle of sitting here through a 3-4 hour long draft sometimes, because we've been at this now for over 2 hours, and we're not even halfway through it. All right, the Bulls. That's why I said I'm starting to write this information down on pieces of paper right in front of me. Bulls are taking Burrell, actually by name, Burrell. There he is. Oh, scheme fit, 6'6". No wonder he wants this guy. Well, there we go. This guy was there. The guy he wanted was there, so that's cool. That's a shock in this round. Steamers. You're on the clock, Steamers. Like I said, we're going to start moving this along a little better because a lot of guys are no longer either here or weren't here to begin with, and I'm getting this information in front of me a little faster now. I'm no longer having to go to the computer and back and forth. He wants the top strong safety. Okay. Top strong safety it is. Leonard Clifton. Boy, he's a little guy and projected undrafted free agent. I don't know about this pick, but he wants it. I mean, not bad grades, considering what he's supposed to be. I mean, okay, maybe he won't regret that one. Aviators, you're on the clock. I don't know where that guy is right now. I mean, I know what I need, but I ain't taking it. There's just no freaking way. There's nobody available for me to like in that spot. I need to look at one quick thing on my sheet here that I wrote down. What did I write here? Did I like him? Did I? I don't think so. No, I did not like him. I didn't like him either. And who's the other one? That one. Did not like him. All right, I'm taking Shelton, the left tackle. He's considered the 35th ranked guy. I'm going to take him. I don't really need the left tackle, but somebody might. Or he could be a future pick for somebody else. I don't know. Nighthawks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nighthawks are now on the board for the second time. And unfortunately for the Nighthawks, following this pick, they are now done for the night. That's right. They're one of those teams that only had 2 picks. See on the bottom? Your next pick. No picks remaining. Okay. Their pick is defensive tackle. And they're going with Relic Hendricks. Had it by name. I love it. Relic. That's the name. Relic Hendricks. Interesting name. Okay. They are done. Good night, Mr. Nighthawk. Thunderbird, Thunderbird, Thunderbirds. Boom. Thunderbirds want the top left tackle. Okay. Okay, that would be Earl Perrine. Man, there's some big linemen, man. Jesus. Lumberjacks. I'm sorry, Lumberjacks. I said Thunderbirds, but I wanted to say Lumberjacks. I'll be okay. That shows you how out of it I am right now. Jeez. I even looked at the right team, but then said the wrong team. Thank God I got that right. Okay. Golden Eagles. Jesus. Where are we at? Wait a minute. Who's on the clock? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't think I have to switch teams. I'm going to stay on the Golden Eagles with this pick, make his pick, and then see if I can make the pick for the next team. Because I think I just did that with the wrong team. I may have just done that. We might not have to switch teams all along. I could have just stayed on the main account and just kept rolling. All right, left end for them. It says, give me the top left end. I filled all my needs. That's funny. He thinks he has filled all his needs now. Okay. Guess he's going to find out. You know what? I'll do it with the Armadillos because that'll be my team. So if it fucks up, it fucks me up, nobody else. All right, Snowhawks. And if it works, then I'm going to stop switching teams. Oh, if you guys are hearing what I'm saying or understand what I'm getting at. But I think I clicked on the Thunderbirds and still made the right pick for the Lumberjacks. I swore that's what I did. By mistake. And learned something. Oh, resume draft, skip ahead and draft. Make your pick. That's weird. All right, pick. Snowhawks. What the hell did he do? Okay, be the right tackle. It states, I want the highest rated right tackle or right guard. He's 203 overall rank. He's 183, so he'll be the guy. So there that goes. That was interesting. That's a new way of putting it up. Now we're seeing his name here. Look at this. Chris Cooper all of a sudden is the information. That's weird. All right, Condors. Condors. They're taking the top player on the board, no matter the position. Outside of, and this is going to sound funny, outside of quarterback, consider that's the guy there. All right, so they're going Kevin Huff, a running back. That's crazy. That's now the second running back they have taken. But it's the way it goes when you write down the way you write it down. Tigers, your pick. Give me the top-rated player on the board that's not a quarterback. I have had somebody tell me, give me the top-rated player on the board that at a position I haven't selected yet. That honestly is a pain in the goddamn ass because I got to realize what all you picked. Which is why I like when people put the time in and put their information together to make their picks. All right, he's going center. I had to look. I just wrote down his information. Okay, LaRaven Taylor. I like this guy. I'm not going to lie. He was on my deep picks. All right. Pioneers. The Pioneers. Okay, where you at? I'm already on him. Switch to this guy. There we go. Pioneers want the top-rated wide receiver. receiver, come on. There he is. Joel Bradley. Oh, wait a minute. Let's say just wide receiver. Yeah, just wide receiver. Didn't matter. I was wondering if it said scheme fit, but nope, top wide receiver. Joel Bradley. You were now on the Pioneers. Jesus. Of course, the Pioneers get somebody good. Yeah. Blues. Write that down for him. All right. Blues are on the clock, and I'll be doing what I do. Throw on the mute so they can give me their information, what they want to do. Hold on. All right, they're going wide receiver. I'm going to take Dwayne Watts. I'm actually stunned by that pick. I didn't think it was a need, but okay. Don't even know my own kids' picks. Told you, I'm done guessing y'all. I can't even guess what's in my own home. So that shows you how bad I must be with y'all. Wish y'all. What am I, freaking Southern? Armadillos, armadillos, armadillos. Like I said, he'll message me. He's been messaging me, so. Armadillo, armadillo. Don't mind me, I'm browsing something. I want to see something myself. Man, it's really getting weak on defense. Jesus. Crazy. Wow. I don't even know, man. All right, he's going right guard. Really? He wants Barry Bird. Not Larry, Barry. That's hilarious. That guy wasn't even supposed to be drafted. What are you doing, dude? All right, I'm staying on this. Let me see if I can do it. All right, look. I'm coming back here. Like I said, if it fucks it up, it's for me. Armadillos are up in the corner. You guys see that? I'm on his account. Now I can go down here where it says View Draft Board. And now if you look from here, at the bottom, I got a triangle that says Draft Player. So I want to look at something and see who I want to draft on my sheets of paper here. And then I'm going to see if I can do it with this account. And if I can do it, then I realize what's happened. Okay. We're going to find out in a second. But I'm looking here. I know what I want to grab. I'm just trying to see what person I should take based off my information. Well, look at this. Yeah. I don't know which one I want. I want Collier or Price. I don't know which one I like. I don't like Beckett. And they're both schemes, so that's the problem. Let me see something. Who's got the better one? Where's it at? No, I don't know which one I want. I'm going to take Collier. Look, it took it for him. It took it for him. I don't have to switch teams. It's freaking awesome. So I don't have to do this no more. Which saves me all that hassle. Tigers on the clock. Defensive tackle for the Tigers is the pick. Tokyo, I love this, bros. How did I not figure this out sooner? Look at this. And it's showing him to the Tigers. Holy smokes. All that time I wasted going back and forth from team to team, and I don't need to do it. I can immediately look at my papers, figure out who's taking what. Just like right now, I'm an idiot. I'm looking for my Shamrock information. The Shamrock information is in the room. So, give me a second. All right, we're back. Best scheme fit left end is the statement. Okay, Terrence Hampton is yours. Boom! Rocks the house. Okay, into round 4. All right, leave that sit there for a second. Look at that. Got Thundy twice. You got Lumberjacks twice. You got Condors 3 times. Holy hell, Redwoods are on here twice. Wow. Oh, don't need to switch. What am I doing? No. I'm going in. And now I'm used to switching. I gotta remember, I don't have to. Just stay right where I'm at and just roll through this draft. Thunderbird, middle linebacker. Chris Quinn. Yep, scheme fit was the request. Bang. He was projected round 4, pick 1. And that's exactly where he went, I believe. If I saw that right. All right, Desperados have had an interesting draft, to say the least. Desperados. Desperados want the top right end. It's a position that wasn't very strong in this draft, I'll tell you that. The end position. Jermaine Amos is the pick. Ooh, pick up. All right, Tigers. What's his sheet say? Because I already wrote him down here on this piece of paper. Tiger. Yep. Starting to get a lot of these now. The Tigers want to go with the best non-quarterback on the board, which would be Gerald Merriweather. Okay, running back headed to the Tigers. Yeah. Caps. Caps best scheme fit middle linebacker. Oh boy. There he is, Dalton Holmes. Best scheme fit middle linebacker. To the Caps. All right. And I can't wait to go over this draft. Golden Eagles. Your pick. It's your pick, Golden Eagle. Golden Eagles are going Kendrick Brown, wide receiver. Interesting. Antlers. Yeah, this is a team I have not gotten anything right on. So I'm not even going to venture to guess. Okay, that one's going free safety. Top guy, Jermaine Bright. Free safety. Armadillos. Left end for the Armadillos. And he's there. The owner of the Armadillos' last name is Ellison. He wants Ellison. That's hilarious. I think I'll be the third Ellison on the team. You're not going to win a championship by picking on last name, though, Des. Damn it, what are you doing? Oh, shit. Whoa. The Voyagers. I already have his shit wrote down here. Where is he at? There he is. Middle linebacker. Okay, Sean Short headed to the Voyagers. Like I said, we're starting to get into people wanting the best player on the board. So when you hear, that's me drawing a circle around the team, let me know they are now on that. Bison. I don't need to switch the team. No. Who am I on? I'm on the Bison. It's their pick. Lonnie Pendleton, middle linebacker. Headed to the Bison. Desperados. I keep trying to want to switch, and I don't have to. Gotta get used to that. Desperado. Scrolling through some names while we wait. Let's take a look at what's left for the linemen. It's tough going for linemen. Jeez. Speaking of which, I wanted to bring this up. Look at this down here. This I found funny. For wrestling fans, Tommy Pritchard. Tommy Pritchard. Instead of Dr. Tom Pritchard. And then this is great. Lyle McGowan. 328-6'4" Temple. I just thought the guy below it happened to be McGowan. But he's Kyle and Lyle. Both 6'4", one's 335, one's 328. It's the same picture, both out of Temple. They're twins. Lyle and Kyle McGowan. And then you get a Henning for those other wrestling fans. But I just found it funny. I don't like what either one of these guys look like. I don't think anybody else does. But Lyle and Kyle McGowan, they're out there. Oh, here we go. Center. Wyatt Dugan going to the Desperados. Lyle and Kyle. What the hell? Oh, man. Mounties are on the clock. All right, let's see what he had to say for this round. Because they messaged me. I think they went to eat or something. All right, we are going strong safety this time. Six ones. What's the tallest one? 6'2", 6'2", 6'1". Okay, so the first 6'2" is Jamichael Gunter. So he'll be the pick because he's higher as far as overall value, and these are the two tallest guys. So there he is. Jamichael Gunter. Not bad for a guy picked this late. Shit. All right, Sentinels on the clock. Sentinels, middle linebacker. Chris Dunbar. You got it. All right. Monarchs. Okay, my papers are all mixed up. Monarchs want the top left end. All right. That'll be Connor Webster, and unfortunately for him, he's a schemer. That might work out for him. Okay. The Orbits are on the clock. The Orbits want D tackle Tremaine Boss. It actually says it too. D tackle Tremaine Boss. Damn. Black Knights, where are you at? Right tackle for the Black Knights. A.J. Falk. Wizards. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Wizards are on that. Yes, the Wizards are on the I want the best player available the rest of the way kind of game. Okay. And it didn't say no quarterback, so he's going to get the quarterback and Rashawn Atkinson. So, I mean, shit. Where are we at? Desperados. Who's number 2? Look, we got stories going on. I love it. All right, Desperados. 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 Oh, top scheme tight end. Here we go. Who is it? Is it this one? Oh, we got one. Jonathan Barr, top scheme tight end. Boom. Did not think he'd go tight end, but sure, why not? The Bulls. You're on the clock. Bulls are going left guard. Damian Bolden. People are drafting these undrafted free agent projections. I love this. That bacon suit. And them grades ain't bad either. Tigers. Make the Tigers another one. What's he had in those sheets? Yeah. Tigers. Beckett. Top defensive player. That would be Beckett. Done. Redwoods. This I don't know the answer to. Where's he at? I don't know what he's picking. But I did write this shit down. Weesh. Top left outside linebacker. Oh boy, I don't like this. Well, at least he's a day 3. And I did not say scheme fit, but I should have. But top scheme fit. George Campbell. Lumberjacks. What? I'm freaking not even paying attention. Rollins at the Giants Center. I just now noticed that it's talking. Lumberjacks are going to go Langford. Wide receiver. One of the top wide receivers, so they got it. Condors. Oh, condors. Oh, condors. It's the condors. Oh, so sad. Condors, ladies and gentlemen, are going corner. I'm going to take Dalvin Price. I like Dalvin Price. Like I said, I almost took him with my other pick. Jesus. Watch me regret not taking him after what I just saw there. Thunderbirds, oh Thunderbirds, gonna take the Besking wide receiver. Is there one here? Let's just do this. Damn, there he is, Nate Patterson. Jesus. So Roll is at the Giant Center, which means if I got in a car right now, I could be there before 9:30. That's 8:42. Redwoods. Damn it, I just knew what he said. I just looked at it. And I was going to go right for it. Now I forget what the hell it was. I got sidetracked. I got to look at it again. He's right down here. There it is. Center. Jesus. I knew it wasn't that good of a position because Gregory Dickerson. Boom. Condors. I already know what he wants. Oh. There it is. Top receiver on the board. Johnny Gordon. What a name. Lumberjacks. Yeah, more teams have said what they've said than I realized. Lumberjacks are also going lineman, but this time right guard. Oof. There's not many good players out here. Bruce Waldron. Pioneers, his stuff's not done. What does he want? So we're now on a big board list of people who sent me for most of this draft right now. The guys who work here, most of them split. He's going middle linebacker. Or they only put down what they wanted for the first couple of rounds and then gave me the best player on the board type information. Randall Claiborne. Look at these guys. 6'3", 238. Middle linebacker. Go. Didn't look too bad. Sue's still watching. Give me a comment in the chat. I'll give you a shout. Wizards. He's already done what he wanted to do. He's already accomplished his goals. He's now taking best players on the board, so he'll get the tight end when he's up, I believe. Well, so he's probably okay. Blues are on the board. Let's see what the Blues want to do. I don't know why I mentioned the Wizards, but I did. Emmanuel Thompson, middle linebacker to the Blues. Ed Ritter still with us at ERIT92. I never remembered it to be ERIT92 ever. Wasn't it always Big Dog 224? When the hell did it become ERIT92? Or has it always been that and I'm just fucking stupid? I don't know. That just threw me for a loop. Condors. Condors want the D tackle and Mata Ata Apa Apa. It just said, give me the best D tackle. Major Mata Afa. Mata Afa. I think that's how you say that. Mata Afa. Mata Afa. Okay. It's my turn. It's my turn. All right. I know what I'm going to do. I just need to figure out who I want. Who's here? What the hell? Oh, I know what I did. I'm on the wrong position. No wonder my information looked weird. All right, here we go. Jesus, none of them are worth it. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so unprepared, it's not even funny. Man, guess I could take him. I don't know. You know what? I left at this guy because of his name. I'm taking him. All right, ladies and gentlemen. On the board right now is the Dreadnoughts. I will switch to his team. I won't say why, but I will. What the hell? Okay. I'm not sure what the fuck a zone quarterback is, buddy. You got field general, you got scrambler, you got strong arm, you got improviser. I don't know what a zone quarterback is. You're going to have to help me with that one. Unless I'm fucking losing my mind and should know what that means. Hold on, y'all. It was, ladies and gentlemen, it was supposed to say corner. So he's getting the tallest zone corner, which will be Henry Wheeler. That's funny as hell. Henry Wheeler it is. Henry Wheeler it is. All right. Chamois rocks. Chamois rocks. Chamois rocks. Chamois rocks. I already know the information. I'm just making sure I write down the thing I just did. Okay, here we go. All right, Shamrocks taking the best player on the board, regardless of position, the rest of the way. So it's Noble. They're taking that tight end. He gone. All right, leave this up for a second so you can look at it. Fundy, Despy, the Dreadnoughts, Caps, Golden Eagles. Damn, Golden Eagles with more multiple picks again here. Lumberjacks with multiple picks here. Who else has got multiples? that it? I think that's it. All right. D tackle for the Thunderbirds. Boom. Bang. All right. Desperado. Them sweeterific Desperado. Desperado. Max Skinner is your selection, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. As you see, the Dreadnoughts are on the board. We'll have to wait and see what they have to say. Oh, let's have some fun in the chat room. All of you that are in the chat room who were brave enough to comment on this. Do you believe the Earth is round or flat? Let me know in the chat room. Still waiting on him to let me know what he wants to do. All right. Best center. Miles Malecki. That's a name. Miles Malecki. To the Dreadies. Oval. He says it's oval. Clinton says it's not round nor flat. It's oval. Or is it oval and flat? Or is it round and flat? Is it square flat? Does it look like a map? Does it look like a pancake? These are other questions that we can include in this. Caps are doing the exact same thing Desperados just did. Or the Dreadnoughts, excuse me. They're the top center off the board. That's funny. Ed says it's a pancake. It's round, but it's flat. It's round, but it's flat. I also want to ask people this that are in the chat. They say the Earth is spinning at X speed while going in a circle at another X speed. So forget the rotation speed. Forget the spin around the circle speed as the individual thought. How, if we're moving that fast, is the water not flying all over the place? And then people will say it's because of gravity. Well, if it's because of gravity, then how the hell can we go in the sky with planes, balloons, and stay up in the air if gravity's so strong? I'm just asking. Number two, going back to the spinning thing, if the Earth is spinning at X speed, and that speed is faster than a plane, a jet, well, then if a jet takes off, say, from California and is flying to New York, how does it ever get to New York if it's spinning? In a circle, because it's supposed to be a ball, How does that jet ever catch up? I guess it lands on it when it comes back around, which means it went from night to day or day to night. Because supposedly that's what happens when it goes in a full circle. But I forget the exact speeds. I'd have to double check it. But if the Earth's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and the jet's going at 700 miles an hour, it's never going to catch up. Just saying. Well, unless I'm a nut job. Well, I guess that part's true. But either way. Moving on with the draft. Golden Eagles are taking the quarterback. Best player on the board. What the man says. Antlers on the clock. That's strong safety. That was quick and fast. That's strong safety. Ben Miner. Ooh, Ben Miner. Riverhogs. The Riverhogs still have work to do. He is not on that list yet. Okay, Rivers is going left outside linebacker. I knew he needed something. I just hadn't gotten there yet. All right, Corey Philbin will be the guy. Voyagers. This is crazy. I don't even need that piece of paper no more. All right, let me get to the Voyagers list. Middle linebacker for the Voyagers. Is there really any left? C.J. Cook coming off the board. Bang off of the board. Okay, Bison. There's his pick. Enrique Roman. That's an interesting name. Enrique Roman. Oilers. That was easy. He was right in front of my face. He's going left guard. Harold Carr. I love how potential undrafted guys are getting picked because people want to fill their needs. I like that. All right, Mounties are on the clock. And he went boom, boom, okay. Right outside linebacker for the Mountie. And his pick will be Will Carmichael. And he's a scheme fit. There it is. Will Carmichael it is. Not too bad grades. Mostly C's across the board. Not bad. Considering the strategy, not fucking bad. Little prick does it again, I think. All right. Okay, Sentinels. Filing out their little board here with the right guard, Richard Knox. Dick Knox. Dick Knox. Oh, wow, he's got some A's and some B's. He might be okay. Monarchs. The Monarchs are already picking the best players on the board based on certain reasons. Yeah, they're going to take the best wide receiver. Sorry, no, they're not. Best wide receiver scheme by this guy. Yeah, there he is, Quincy Westbrook. That's a tight end. I thought it was on wide receivers. Oh, Jesus. There he is, Matt Lowry. Best physical. So he's got his wide receiver. Shit, he don't look so bad with them grades. Orbits. Yeah, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting to the point where I already know what guys are going to be doing. I've already moved some pieces of paper off to the side. I no longer need them. We're getting there. Orbits are going left end. So still looking for scheme fits and things they need for their team. Arthur Howard, Tim, he's right here too. Top guy, that was a scheme, and he comes right up. So that's good. Didn't even have to look for him. I also want to make sure I tell you people that Shredder deserves an apology. Shredder was the good guy. Because the turtles are the reptilians who live underground in the sewers, and pizza is code word for pedophile. And all Shredder was trying to do was save us. And then the turtles' best friend was April O'Neil, who works with the press, so they can get their narrative out. Just letting you know. Bet you none of you thought of it that way. Black Knights want the best scheme fit on the board regardless of position. So let's find him. Jeff Hartley, a tight end. There you go. Said, don't ruin my favorite food. Pizza is code word for pedophile. Look it up. But they always say the reptilians live under and in the sewers. You know, sewer people, the reptilians. Well, turtles are reptiles. And they worked with April O'Neil, who was the press. The press puts out your narrative. That's the one thing people need to understand with our country. They put out a narrative and people will eat it up. Not necessarily always the truth. It's not like they always report lies. I'm going to be honest about that, but they put out the narrative they want to sell you. And then it's up to you to know what's true and what's not. What's half true and what's half not. You got to educate yourself. You can't go off of half videos and quarter videos and half statements and quarter statements and bullshit. So you got to be smart enough to know what the fuck's going on in the world. So that being said, Shredder was the good guy. By the way, I'm looking for the best scheme fit. There he is, Quincy Westbrook. Going to the Wizards. But yeah. Ninja Turtles were evil. Shredder was the good guy. It's just like the Karate Kid. Daniel was the bully. I mean, he's trying to steal Johnny's girl. Trying to steal Johnny's girl, for fuck's sake. Not that Daniel understood that. I mean, she did lead him on. I get that. And he wouldn't stay out of it, even though he was told, don't get involved. Leave us alone. You know, then the handshake and the sucker punch and, you know, then the talking shit and acting all cocky. Once Kreese said, leave the prima donna alone until the tournament, and then he thought he was a tough guy, fucking with him and shit. And then fucking Mr. Miyagi ain't nothing but a fucking child abuser, beating up little kids. I mean, what the fuck is that? He's 107 years old and he's gone hiya to high schoolers. He should have been arrested. He should have been fucking arrested. But he wasn't. So, it's whatever. Alright. Wide receiver coming off the board for the Desperados. The Bulls want the best scheme fit on the board, or not the best scheme fit, best player on the board, which would be Mr. Matthew Burton. And we got a lot of wide receivers right now at the top. Okay, Steamers. I don't remember what he wanted. Ah, there it is. Running back. Should have known that. Okay, the best guy on the board is Mr. Leon Ross. Jesus, what are we doing? Leon Ross. Anybody going to argue Daniel was the bully? Or was it Johnny? I mean, shit. If you watch Cobra Kai, all Johnny's trying to do is get his life together. The poor bastard. He's a drunken fool. He's got a bullshit job. He wants to get back into martial arts, so he wants to create Cobra Kai. He's minding his own business, trying to train kids to have a better life, and Daniel tries to ruin him. Left and freaking right, Daniel tries to ruin him. Why? What is your problem? You big dickhead. Just saying. Redwood's going corner. There it is. Tigers on the clock. Tigers want the best defensive players. That would be J.J. McGee. J.J. Not J.J. but J.J. spelled out. That's crazy interesting. I didn't see him at all when I looked at the boards. I just now noticed the Snowhawks have 3 straight picks. So be ready, Bryce. Okay. Lumberjacks and Lumberjacks taking Austin Hillman. Top player on the board, regardless of position. Now a Lumberjack. Okay, I have to do this per the request. Switching to the Snowhawk account. And they have to pick 3 individual players. They have the next 3 picks. One, Jaquan Galvin. Top wide receiver, scheme fit, gone. So we get to see his stuff all the time, not anyone else's. He's the only one that matters. Top defensive player that's a scheme fit. Okay. Sergio Holiday it is. There we go. And what's the third selection? Give me Dempsey. He wants the quarterback. There it is. Fans don't like the pick. They're booing. Oh, boo. Boo. Lumberjacks went the top guy in the front 7. So that would be linemen or middle linebackers or linebackers. There we go. Ashton Stocker. There you go. That was an interesting statement. Give me top front 7 player on the board. That's any lineman or linebacker. Pioneers. Pioneers are playing the top player game. All of us when it's over. If it's not rigged, he'll get knocked out. He being Paul. Quan Boone, corner, going to the Pioneers. He was the top scheme fit corner. God, I feel like I'm smelling a skunk, but there would be no skunks outside at this time of night and in this cold. Jake Paul is taking on Anthony Joshua on Netflix. The Blues, your selection, and I already know the pick, ladies and gentlemen. I already know the pick. Just got to go to corner to make it easier. Tony Ward, scheme fit pick. There it is. But again, it seems like all his goddamn fights are rigged, scripted, fixed. So I don't know. Armadillos. I'm waiting, so I'm just kind of scrolling, looking through this. Oh, top scheme fit receiver. Okay. There he is, Kerry Daniels. Redwoods. Redwoods need the top center. Chuck Moore off the board. Golden Eagles. Top defensive player scheme fit. Okay. Not. Wait a minute. We might have to actually switch to his team to see the scheme fits. Let's not thought of that. That sucks. There he is, Spencer Williams, scheme fit. Bang, Golden Eagles. Shamrocks on the board. No, I was right. Taking the quarterback. Their quarterback's getting older, and is the dude. He's that dude, but they need a backup. All right, we are now in round 6. Have a look, see where you're at in the draft, and you know when your pick's coming up. you're on the draft board or not here. We are now at a stage where almost every team is going top player on the board, regardless of scheme or regardless of anything. There was a lot of top scheme. Now we're getting a lot of top player regardless. Like right now, I can tell you right now, Thunderbirds, a lot of these guys, in fact, yeah, they want the top player on the board. All right, boom, gone. So this is going to start moving a lot faster. We want the top defensive player on the board, regardless of position. Steamers want the top player on the board. That's Byram. That's the wide receiver. I said we're going to be moving fast here. Caps. He's been one of the top player on the board now, I think, for 2 rounds. So he gets Brian Bonds, the wide receiver. Okay, Golden Eagles. Top defensive player on the board. So that's Marquez Mann. This is getting nuts. Antlers. Top player on the board, regardless of position. So it's a tight end. That's going to be interesting. When you get a tight end, it's the top player on the board, what that does for you. Riverhogs. Top defensive player on the board. So that's Javier Hobbs. Javier Hobbs. I wish you could do what I'm trying to say. Wish you could look at the draft board. That's what I wish you could do. Yeah, we're getting a lot of top players off the board right now. The Bison going top defensive player. So it'll be Mr. Andrews. Dragons, holy shit, you're on the board. I will switch to the Dragons team. Gets to make his first pick. Best scheme fit need? What do you consider your needs? I mean, clicking down, Frank Shelton, a corner. He's a scheme fit. Carl Ramsey, the tight end's a scheme fit. The D tackle's a scheme fit. The running back's a scheme fit. This wide receiver scheme fit. Another tight end a scheme fit. There's another corner a scheme fit. You've got options. You got about 5, 6, 7 guys here you can pick that are scheme fits at various positions. So the first scheme fit we find that lands in one of those positions, am I understanding that correctly? So the first scheme fit center, fullback, right guard, or right end that pops up is who you want. Okay, best scheme fit center. Okay, cool. We'll go right there and look for it. A.J. Hoover it is. He's the best scheme fit. Joey Reyes is the next one. Hunter McKinney. So there you go. McKinney, Reyes, and Hoover. We're just going by ranking. I guess it's Hoover then. Okay, Reyes. He put his name out there. There we go. Joey Reyes has been taken off the board. Hey, Mounties. Okay. Apparently I missed the top corner. So we'll see. Okay, so far it's 6-3. 6-3. 6-3 it is, but we want to go with the top one. He was going for height. There he is, Frank Connor. And he works out as a scheme fit, too. That's a double down pick right there. All right, Sentinels. Best player on the board goes to the Sentinels. Monarchs, like I said, most everybody's now going best players. This is crazy. Regardless of position. There it is. Gets a middle linebacker. What players that are getting drafted are going to get cut? Orbit's taking best player. Black Knight's best player. Wizards best player. Regardless of position for all these teams right here in a row. Boom, boom, boom. So that's going to make this go pretty quick. Then we're back to the Dragons. So you can think what you really want to do there, Clinton, because it'll be your pick here in a moment. Right after this pick for the Wizards. It's your pick again. All right, Clinton's pick again. Back-to-back Lumberjack picks, back-to-back Tiger picks. Man. Nutty shit. This draft's crazy. But I was saying I thought this draft was loaded. I'm seeing a lot of good high-graded players coming off the board in this round. You know, those little grades where they give them a B, an A, or whatever it is. Doesn't mean they're going to come back a good player. And that is a lot of what I was basing it off of, but we'll see. Most of the time, your best players are 73, 77 area, but I swear we're going to have like 77s to 79s. Montana was projected by the owner of the Bison to be in the 80s. I can't tell you last time I saw an 80 player, so we'll see what happens. Guess we'll go on here. Maybe it'll help him looking to see what he wants on this. This is crazy. The guys currently being selected are 144 to 160, and they're at the top of the board. It's almost the top of the hour, which would mean 4-hour draft. Waiting on Clinton. Don't know where he went. Top scheme fit right guard. Don't go there. Nate Dillinger. Nate Dillinger be the guy. Unless you want Tommy Pritchard. Tommy Pritchard. 6'5", 321 Tommy Pritchard. Or 6'2", 330 Nate Dillinger. Dillinger shows a B and a D here, where Pritchard's showing a C and a C, so they're about the same. What's going on, Mr. Young? Ooh. He said his Wi-Fi is cutting in and out. It dropped for a bit. Good, good. Hope all's well with your brother. If Clinton doesn't say Dillinger or Pritchard, he's going to get Dillinger, because he is ranked higher by 25 spots. Count it down. 10, 9. You don't tell me, it gets Dillinger. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Dillinger. Bang. All right, Dillinger off the board. Doesn't look like he's a bad player, though. All right, Bulls. Again, like I said, we're at most guys taking the top players right off the board, whoever they might be. They don't care. They're filling out the roster now. Steamers are another one. That's my stupid team. I don't even know what to do. Deontay Odom. What a name. Who's a smart guy left? Oh, we got an A. Huh. You know what? I know what I'm going to do. Sergio Fox, you're my guy. Top return guy on the board. There you go. That's something different. We're going to take it. Lumberjacks. Back-to-back defensive players on the board that are scheme fits. So that's Oldham. And now what would be the next best defensive player on the board that's a scheme fit? Aaron Ingram, there we go. That was easy. Golden Eagles have been on the top player on the board here now for a minute. So you get a wide receiver, Mr. Roman Albert. Snowhawks. This one I have to wait for. He's been responding for sure. He's still alive. Okay, let me go look. How the hell did you say that? Montagny? Interesting. He's taking Hall, the right end. Tigers, back-to-back picks coming up. Best offense and then best defense. So this is the best offense. The tight end. The best defense, I believe, is the corner. Yep. Eric Smith. Pioneers have been on the best player on the board kick, so they get a tight end. I'm telling you, tight ends might not be a bad pick when you get them. Jeez, his grades ain't bad either. Blues. Hold on, she wrote it down for me. She was going in to play Fortnite. Jesus. Okay, best defensive player. That's what I said. No, I misread that. It says best defensive end. Didn't say right or left, so best defensive end. So left. He's number 350. He's 220, so it's going to be Kilgore. Armadillos. Best defensive player. Snowhawks. See what we get here from the Snowhawks. You know, on my list here, I've been marking down as people pick things and grab things, and I still think some teams haven't even picked one thing that I would have picked if I was running that team. Taking the best right guard, George Brady. Overall, is getting Quincy Clancy. Best defensive player would be a corner. What's next? The Shamrocks. Hold on. He, he can tell me, so hold on. The Shamrocks. Hold on. The, he can tell me, so hold on. The Shamrocks. 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 Hold on. The Shamroc We're going left outside linebacker. Higher rated guy. All right. We are now into the final round of the draft. Now you get to see real quick what it is. I pretty much know what everyone's doing, but one, I just got to double check this text message. Okay. Well, I know what that is now. All right. This is going to be fast because Thunderbirds best. Everything's best till I get to Clinton. So from 193 to 209, it's all best. So all I'm going to do is just keep clicking this and boom, best player on the board. Boom, best player on the board. That's it. So I get to Clinton's pick. Somebody's going to find a steal doing this. This is crazy. I don't know if Clinton, you're still with me or not. You said your thing was going out. Best scheme fit right end, then best scheme fit fullback. Well, that's easy. Yep, and I'll bring up free agency again. First come, first serve, starting tomorrow. This way we have the night to move the league forward and see what we're doing. But then tomorrow, that means midnight, so you know. You have the opportunity to... You can still get a hold of me now, right after the draft. That's okay. But I ain't doing nothing until tomorrow. And if I'm awake, we can do it at midnight, my time. That's Eastern. You get to sign 2 guys, that's it. And then you got to wait 48 hours until you can go again. After 48 hours, you may be put back on the list. And why I say the list is because somebody might get a hold of me and say, hey, da-da-da, and I haven't got in touch with them yet. And I got to let them go first because they came in first. Looks like a middle linebacker is going to the Mounties. He wants the best player on the board. He's on the list now. I know they're still kind of watching. Turned on wrong. John Hardy. Sorry, I was reading the text. Damn. Who's gonna find the gem? Who's gonna find that gem? Somebody in the bottom half of this draft is going to want to have me scroll. I already know it. One of you little bastards is going to be like, oh, let's look at the board. I need to look. Who am I going to pick? Irons, going to the orbits. I like that name. I've liked it since I've seen it. It's a great name for a running back. Like if he was a power back or a fullback, but he's actually an elusive guy, I believe. So it's kind of funny. Stadabaya. The fuck? I saw a bunch of A's on him. All right, Clinton said best fit right in. He's now on the clock. The best fit right end it is. All right, hold on. Best scheme fit right end would be Javon Carrington. I lost my train of thought there for a minute. So bang, on the board he goes. Not bad grades. Sheesh. B awareness and B play recognition is very nice to have. All right, let's see. Yep. Still nobody's messaged me and said, hey, change my mind. Hey, I want this. Hey, I want that. We're rolling through. My eye's still burning a little bit. That's crazy. The best left tackle left on the board is crazy this late. It's quiet now. Okay. That was defense. So this one has to be offense. That was a message I got. I was reading. Oh, Nick Flowers. Okay. Right there, ready to roll. Now where are we at? Tigers. Gonna go wide receiver. Okay, Pioneers. Pioneers had one distinct thing. Top player on the board, I'm only mentioning it because of the situation. Top player on the board that's not a quarterback. So he gets Farley. Blues. Demetrius Craig going to the Blues. What the hell was that? Something just flew over my phone. It's loud as shit. Okay, it was best scheme fit a fullback. I love it. I love that a fullback's getting selected. DeMar Logan. He's the only utility outside of Patterson. So DeMar 6'2", 258 out of Ohio. And Patterson 6'1", 258 out of West Virginia. So they're basically the same size. One's out of Ohio, one's out of West Virginia. He's a BD awareness, C to a B difference, A to an A, D to an F, CF, CF, BD, BD. They're basically the same damn guy. So looking at this, it's just guessing what this is. So Logan Patterson, Lorenzo Patterson, 658 West Virginia, or DeMar Logan. Logan. I bet you it's because he's out of Ohio. All right. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try and finalize both picks right now. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Took the best defensive tackle. All right, now we're on the final pick. The final pick. And it is the Shamrocks. And I need to get the information. So hold on. All right, there we go. Took the best player.